This is Akashvani. Time for a weekly program, Our Guest. I hand over the mic to the show host, Nitish Arora, for the same.
Sports is in the air. First, it was Paris Olympics, followed by Paralympics. And what a performance by our Paralympians. And for that, we have with us in studios today Karishma Singh, senior sports journalist. Karishma, welcome to Akashvani.
Thank you so much for having me.
Were you expecting this kind of performance by Indian Paralympians?
I was expecting a good performance, and the Paralympians themselves were very confident that they're going to breach the 19 medal mark from Tokyo. They have done it in some style, and this is, of course, a historic performance, the best ever performance from India at the Paralympic Games. So I think the entire contingent and the entire country, of course, is very, very proud of them.
So let's do a flashback for our listeners. Can you highlight all those medalists, the one who have come out triumphant from Paris?
Well, yes, absolutely. Let's start with Avni Lakhera, back-to-back Paralympic gold medals. I don't think it's easy to do that, to defend your title. So she's, of course, stood out. She helped India get the first medal. It was the first flag that went up in Paris 2024.
It just looked like Summer Olympics. There also we started with shooters.
Yes, absolutely. So I think this Olympics and Paralympics shooting is starting the medal tally for both. And then, of course, since we started with shooting, there's Rubina, there's Mona, there's Manish who've won their respective medals. Then I think athletics has done very, very well. And athletics is something, even in Olympics, where we look forward to doing well, but we often miss out, with the exception of Neeraj Chopra. But this time around, we've had Preeti Pal, we've had Simran, we've had Dharambir in club throw, who's won the gold medal. We've had...
And there were 1 and 2 podium finishes.
There was
gold
Pranav Surma, who won the medal. So I think all of them have done very, very well. We, of course, cannot forget Harvinder, who won the gold medal and in archery. And India's never had a medal in archery, whether it's Olympics or Paralympics.
And, even a bronze medalist in archery from India, just 17 years of age, armless archer, she has captured the attention of the world, which is such a huge achievement. If we're looking for heroes and inspiration, who could be better than Sheetal Devi?
I don't think anyone can be better than her. When we talk about Paralympics, it teaches us that your disability can be your superpower. You don't have to give up. I think all these para-athletes define the never giving up attitude, because they have their set of problems, and upon that they train, upon that they work to bring laurels for the country. So I think it is very, very commendable. And Sheetal Devi, of course, stands out because it's difficult to even think of holding that archery from your feet, to do it, to become world number one, to win a medal at the Paralympics, 17 years of age, debut Paralympics. One can only imagine what she must be going through, the tough times that she has faced. And she posted on her social media as well the closeness that she shares with her mother, who left her village to be with the daughter. So I think it's a very special moment for Sheetal Devi that she's going to celebrate for times to come.
Well, coming from the region which is like Kishtwar in Jammu and Kashmir is very underdeveloped region, and plus the physical challenges that she is going through, thanks to and hats off to our Indian Army that spotted her, and then she was brought into the mainstream, and look at the way she is delivering at the international level. It's just immense, and thank God that she eventually got a medal. Otherwise, in the preliminary rounds, in the individuals, she had beaten the world record.
Yes, it was unfortunate that the Turkey archer just overtook her, but yes, she played very, very well. She missed it out, but like we said, it was the first Paralympics. She will have more to play in, and she will definitely win more medals for the country. She will definitely win more medals in individual events as well at Paralympics. But what she's done is made the entire nation proud and made our problems look very, very small in front of what she has achieved.
What are the other major gains, and what do you think that what transpired between the last 3 years that we have 19 medals in Tokyo, and Tokyo was a higher mark, because prior to Tokyo, I think cumulative in all the Paralympics before Tokyo, we had not claimed 19 medals. And then to launch you from Tokyo to this site, and most of the Paralympians now are double medalists.
Yes.
That's huge. So, what is the change in attitude or our approach to these games that has happened in these years? Can you like narrate that, because we've been covering sports since long?
Yes, absolutely. I think all these athletes are motivated. I think a lot changes when you are appreciated, when you're applauded, when you're recognized, whether it's the government, whether it's the state government or the Sports Authority of India. When you get that platform where you are celebrated, where you are made to feel special, I think that gets ingrained in you that, when I fight for my country, when I win a medal for my country, my prime minister calls me up, my prime minister wishes me luck, and he talks to me even if I've not won a medal. He motivates me to go on another tournament and win a medal. So I think that has made a lot of difference. And, you spoke about covering the Olympics and even talking to these Paralympic athletes recently. The one interesting thing that they told us was that, athletes from other countries would come up to them and say, who are you talking to? And they would say that our prime minister, and they would get surprised that, oh my God, your prime minister is speaking to you, because it doesn't happen in many countries that a prime minister is calling them up. So I think that. Then I feel in terms of support as well, the top scheme expanding to include the para athletes as well, and getting the exposure that these athletes have wanted in terms of, exposure trips, in terms of training abroad. There was always this gap between Olympic athletes and our para athletes. That I think is also slowly bridging, and that also has played a very important role.
That also brings me to another important question, because even in social media and a lot of people who appreciate sports, watch sports regularly, they have started drawing comparison between Summer Olympians and Paralympians. Is that a right thing to do?
Honestly, I don't think so, because they are specially abled, and they are obviously able-bodied athletes. So I don't think the comparison can be fair. Hypothetically, if we compare a Neeraj Chopra with a Sumit Antil, both are gold medalists, both should be celebrated equally. But Sumit Antil shouldn't be compared to Neeraj Chopra. Sumit Antil is Sumit Antil, and he should be celebrated in his own capacity, and Neeraj should be celebrated in his own capacity. But I think when it's in front of you, you don't tend to differentiate between the two, and the comparison happens. But as per me, I don't think that comparison should happen. All athletes are individual, and they should be celebrated in their individual capacity.
And plus, the kind of performance that our athletes in the Summer Olympics gave was immense this time around, because you saw many of our athletes competing in the finals, and many ended up at 4. We could have easily got 10 to 13 medals, but as luck would have been, and then the cream of entire world that comes that represents their nation in the Olympic Games. Where do you see our athletes in coming Olympics, the Summer Olympics and the Paralympics? When I was talking to Deepa Malik ji, she said that in my lifetime, I want to see our team in top 10. So we are just about there as far as Paralympics is concerned.
Sir, you remember when we were in Paris and Lakshya Sen had lost his match, we were speaking to Prakash Padukone, sir, and he seemed very not happy with the performance of especially the badminton contingent, and he spoke about how these athletes also need to be a little more responsible. So I think,
which was not taken very lightly by most of the people.
Yes, but it should have been, because it's Prakash Padukone who's been
Why
there
not?
at that stage. He's represented India. He's won laurels for the country. So whatever he's saying should be taken with that amount of weight and respect, of course. So I think it's important that these athletes learn that, because I feel in terms of facilities, there's nothing more that can be given to them. What they want in whichever country they want is given to them. So then I feel that, we should be at that level where, the athletes are able to show results for the exposure that they are being given by the government, for the support that they are being given by the government. So hopefully, if you're talking about LA 2028, we will be touching double digits. This time around, we just missed it.
I mean, we should be crossing it now.
Well, let's not be too optimistic, and hopefully we get there and we win more than 10 medals in LA 2028.
Shooting was a revelation both in Summer Olympics and Paralympics. Yes, we are celebrating 3 bronze medals, but we were far, far better as far as shooting is concerned. And our talent is very young. And the kind of exposure they have got. In fact, last year I was covering university games, and all these shooters who were representing India in Olympics were actually representing their universities also at the national level. That is the kind of talent pool that we have now. Now, what do you think are the areas that the nation per se and the officials and the administration has to work on to clinch that X factor and be in that league where the rest of the nations are?
I think we have to start with being frank with our athletes. We need to tell them as we see it. We need to understand that fourth place finishes are sometimes okay, but not all the time. A medal is a medal and a fourth place is a fourth place. The sooner we understand that, I think the better we are going to perform. And if we are comparing it to other countries, I think the celebration that we have and the celebration that other countries have, like they move on from Olympics or the medals very, very soon and start preparing for, next tournaments. Like I remember seeing a video of a US athlete where he had won the gold medal in an athletic event, and he was back home 10 days later and he had put the gold medal in his
Hang the gold
dog's neck, and he was already preparing for the next tournament.
True,
So I think
that's right.
that's how it's supposed to happen. But this is the India culture where we celebrate and we let them feel special. It sometimes lasts a month, 2 months, but then it's time to, get back into the cycle, because I'm not saying it, Abhinav Bindra has said it, it's not once a year, it's every day.
Absolutely.
You prepare for Olympics every day, you prepare for Paralympics every day.
That brings me, you're talking about celebrations, that brings me to that question wherein on Saturday, some of our athletes came back from Paris and you were there at the airport. How was the mood? Whom did you met?
The mood was very, very good. There's always excitement. In fact, I did an interview with them and I was asking them that, we're talking about what happened in Paris, how hard you struggled, but what now? How are you going to celebrate? So Avni says, I just want to be surprised. I want to go home. I want to go to Jaipur and see what my family has planned for me. I hope they're surprising me. And then Rubina also said the same thing, that please, this is a message to my family, please surprise me. Manish, I don't know if our listeners know or not, had lost his brother, and after that he struggled for a year to pick up his weapons, to come back to shooting. So he was telling us how he had won the medal in Tokyo and he had danced all night with his brother, and he's going to miss that, but he's going to celebrate with his family. So all of them are looking to spend some time. Mona has 2 young kids, 3 and 5-year-old. She wants to spend time with them. So all of them have their priorities sorted, some family time, and then they'll go back to their sport.
When you spoke about a champion of US who was after 10 days started again, went back to his training ground and started picking up his sport again to aim at LA Olympics. I think that mindset has come to many of our athletes also, because if we look at the Paralympics 2024 Paris, most of our athletes are one who have, after Tokyo, they have won second time, reclaimed their positions, and some of them have actually improved upon their performances, which is huge. And talking about Avni, she is also so young. Yeah. And back-to-back gold medals, and she is not still finished. She has not hanged up her boot, and she still knows that LA is there and I have to prepare. So that mindset is changing, and hopefully next 4 years, India is going to tell to the world that yes, we have arrived.
Before I come to that, if there are young listeners who want to pick up sports, let's just tell them that Avni balanced her academics as well. She's graduated in law. She's planning to do her master's in law as well. So she is going to have back-to-back medals and also degrees of law to, balance it out in life. So that, I think, is also an inspiration that you can take from Avni Lakhera.
Get inspired. Yes. That if they can do it, you can also do it. So now that you all will be coming back home, we are all lined up to welcome you. Thank you so much, Karishma.
Thank you so much for having me.
You were listening to the weekly program Our Guest, that is broadcast every Monday at 9:15 a.m. Don't forget to tune in next week, same day, same time and same frequency for more on Our Guest. Have a nice day.